Well, good evening, everybody. We want to welcome you to this weekly webinar series called The Keys to Health and Happiness with Dr. Peter Amato. This weekly webinar, featuring Dr. Amato, founder of Harmony Mountain Institute for Living and natural health practitioner for over 25 years, is focused on various topics. But tonight, we're focusing on yoga, meditation, as a part of your anti-aging discussion and the continual discussion we've had over the last previous few weeks. We learned that at Harmony Mountain Retreat, and during Dr. Amato's 25 years of research, he has developed a 5-pillar path he calls the Inner Harmony Approach. And tonight we're going to talk about how yoga and meditation are such core components of anti-aging. Welcome, Dr. Amato. Thank you for being here with us and sharing your wisdom. We all want to stay young. What are your thoughts and experiences with yoga and aging?
Well, thanks, Jake, for being here tonight, and thanks everyone for joining us. You know, it's an honor and a privilege to be here and work with you all and share our experiences on the healing path and the spiritual journey, over the lifetime. And that's a great question. We're talking tonight about thoughts and experiences with yoga and how they reflect in the anti-aging process. It's funny because I'm going to start somewhere where maybe we wouldn't even imagine. We're going to start, Jake, with intentionality being the biggest factor.
Mm-hmm.
So each week, as you know, here on the call, we ask people to basically develop an intention and see if it manifests or comes alive for them from one week to the next. So, anybody that's been with us right along here, please share on the chat, if they've had any experiences manifest over the week or not, or anybody that's new here. We're talking about creating new habits through intentionality. So think about that regarding yoga and meditation, and that becoming an intention for you to cultivate and develop a spiritual practice, or even to have the intention to move away from stress and use yoga and meditation as a form of stress reduction. So the question arises, are you therefore creating new habits in your life through manifesting and materializing your intentionality? Or even learning that, maybe even getting quiet and listening in to that still small voice is a new beginning for us. We could restart our day in any given round of the breath. When we're having a bad day or we're struggling with a given moment or an individual, put on the half smile, connect with the next inhale, and do a little quick guided body scan even. Relax and release the parts and pieces, the shoulders, and what we say, the answers are within, but the quiet mind and connect with that aspect of awareness that is innate is sometimes difficult for all of us here. And tonight I just boiled it down to 3 words: vision, intention, manifest. Vision, intention, manifest. And that's what's shaking, just to get us rocking and rolling here with yoga and meditation as the building block tonight through the keys to wellness regarding anti-aging, Jake.
Excellent. And what Peter loves to do, and I love to receive, and we all do, and the feedback we've gotten is your opening meditation, Peter. So take it away.
All right, so we begin with an opening meditation. So I'd like to invite everyone to relax the eyes closed. Just listen to the silence. Perhaps put a half smile on your face. Give yourself permission to have this sacred time for yourself and to join our intentional community. Inhale and exhale. Feel the cool air at the nose coming in, warmer air coming out. Relax the shoulders. Breathe them in and out. Notice the belly rising and falling. Inhaling and exhaling the large muscles of the upper legs. Inhaling and exhaling the calves and the shins. Bringing that half smile everywhere you go in your body. Noticing the appreciation that your organs and glands and systems have for the half smile. Giving up all your weight to the chair. And inhaling through the crown of the head down to the base of the spine on the inhale. Exhaling the base of the spine down the legs and out the feet on the exhale, a clear and open channel. Bringing in fresh energy from above into the crown, bathing the spine, organs and glands, and flushing down the legs, squeezing that sponge, getting old prana out of the body, bringing fresh air in the crown, smiling throughout. And notice if you're feeling some settling down, feeling of contentment, peace. And with the half smile, joy. A silent joy without cause. And noticing how you're feeling. And in your own time, allowing the eyes to relax open.
Nice. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. So over the past 3 weeks, anti-aging, Dr. Amato, has been such an amazing topic. Tonight, you're going to focus on the benefits of yoga and meditation. I understand your roots are in yoga, and that is how you've designed this amazing quantum physics-based transformational program for people searching for optimal health and happiness. Please tell us more.
Sure, Jake. And you mentioned roots. Roots is actually the key word here. So yoga means union or oneness. We describe it as a state of unified consciousness that is untouched by time, cultural conditioning, or any religious doctrine. In other words, over time and practice, the yoga operates through us. The yoga operates through us if we're in the moment. And this basically is what designed the 5-pillar program that we're offering and teaching. In other words, when I look back 25 years ago, I could never have imagined that I would be a teacher of healthcare, natural health and medicine, yoga and meditation, spiritual practice. I would think I'm crazy. Who would set out on a course to become that person? So when I look back, I say, wow, how did I end up here? So my teachers would say, well, the yoga did the yoga. You didn't do anything. You just surrendered, practiced meditation, and you were divinely guided in your life. So I was just the witness or the observer as I look back, going through the motions, if you will. Now, I know this may sound esoteric for some, but anyone here who has a yoga and meditation practice knows that your life becomes changed. Research calls this a sacred science. Yoga and meditation is a sacred science. We teach it as a way to connect with our inner source of life itself. That's very deep. We're connecting with our inner source of life itself. So for many, yoga or union is to rediscover who you truly are. Beyond doing and beyond the mind, and for many, actually know yourself for the very first time in your life. Often for the very first time in your life. So here at the mountain, we teach a particular type of yoga. We are teaching folks, and have been for many years, we have a yoga school, 300-hour yoga school, where we're teaching the actual experience of oneness. People leave here having the experience of oneness, which is the purpose of yoga. The purpose of yoga is to experience the oneness of who you are. Not just postures or asanas, as they call it in Hatha Yoga. Yoga, which includes meditation, is a complete approach integrating the body, mind, and spirit. It's actually a sacred remembrance along with an experience of integration. And that's truly the root of integration. And I believe the key ingredient, basically, to anti-aging and optimum health. First of all, yoga restores the memory, and it molds and guides our future health and happiness. Not to mention the stress reduction, which is the leading cause of all illness today, Jake.
Yeah, and no wonder it's become so popular today.
Right. Actually, most of the yoga we see taught today, unfortunately, has lost the spiritual dimension of what we teach as the royal path of yoga. If you were to Google, learn about yoga, the royal path of yoga, which is a combination of Hatha yoga and Raja yoga. So yoga has become more of an exercise class today. Our approach with Hatha and Raja yoga is rooted in inward focus and meditative awareness. Inward focus and meditative awareness. So the reality is that we basically only use the physical body as a vehicle of transformation. It's just a container. It's just something to do to experience that integration of mind, body, and spirit. So we use the body as a vehicle to take us there, beyond the thought, with the breath, to just experience a silence, an experience of the present moment, beyond the mind, the intellect, and the ego.
That sounds so deep and authentic, Doc. I mean, but let me ask, how is the inner harmony yoga and meditation connected specifically to anti-aging?
Well, the authenticity of the path itself, of the type of yoga teacher that we teach, goes so far back to antiquity. Itself is a well-trodden path. And first of all, it helps clients become more, what we say, aware of awareness. Become aware of awareness. In essence, it's the root of mindfulness. It's the root of being present. Somebody has to become aware of awareness. Even to be aware that you're aware is a big deal for people, because we're so into our thought process and the doing and the getting it done.
Right.
So to stay awake in the moment through that awareness, and then to have the ability to come back to the present moment when we fall asleep. In other words, when I say fall asleep, losing focus.
Right. Not going to bed, but
yeah. Because it's a lifetime project to stay awake, and none of us can do it. Mindfulness. None of us can practice and be mindful every waking hour. As good as we are, a lot of us, multitask. We just, it's not the human condition to stay awake and be mindful and ever present So that's why we teach that to observe and witness and basically choose our words. In other words, I try to hand pick every word that comes out of my mouth by being that ever present, and we teach that. Therefore, whatever occurs is the highest form of staying young. Okay, because we're practicing youthfulness, we're practicing compassion, loving kindness, joyfulness, and sometimes it's wonderful not to have to decide, pick, or choose. You know, we're geared that at the end of a sentence we have to make a choice or a decision. You know, and that's just not reality. You know, we have to be right, we have to be heard, we need to be acknowledged. And if we just practice breathing in and breathing out with the half smile, the ability to engage in conscious dialogue and deep listening and not get caught up in what I say old behavior or old tapes, and just be with that person with eye contact, acknowledge their heart center, acknowledge that they're lovable and loving. No matter what's going on in the words, there's a certain freshness that you bring to the present moment when we don't react, but we respond. Beautiful way. You know, we pick our words, and there's a freshness there and a youthfulness that I believe, for me in my life anyway, has been the key to anti-aging. In essence, it's the root of change. The root of change only happens in a given round of a breath that moves into the next breath and the next breath. And the words that you put together in making a sentence and looking into somebody's eyes and watching how they experience what you say, feel their body language, know where they're coming from sooner than later, get to the bottom of it, get off the surface quicker, if that's the intention, or stay on the surface if it's not somewhere you want to go with somebody.
Right.
So we say intention, action, result. You know, with corporate and in healthcare, with children in schools, we've done research and projects and taught thousands of children in schools this work with grants from the government. Intention, action, result.
And I want to ask you about that briefly, Peter. But what you're saying is yoga is like a whole being workout. It's not just stretching or exercise and sweating like some of us may think. It's working on the whole being. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. That's the real yoga. That's classic yoga. That's yoga from India, you know, where I studied. But here in the West now, it's become more of a, you know, just vinyasa flow, and they have all these names for it that basically just, it's exercise, and people, they move rapidly. You know, in our form of yoga, inner harmony yoga, it's a heart-centered path. It has little to do with exercise or sweating or workout. It's anchored in inward focus and meditative awareness. We teach people the ability to let go of everything that robs them from staying in the present moment. We begin every day, you know, here at the mountain when we're in operation with our practice. The staff goes through my school. The guests will have the experience by any of our staff members. We're all on the same page. We live conscious dialogue and deep listening. Our life is all about purpose. We are here on purpose. This is our purpose for living. This is our joy that we celebrate together as people. And we practice loving kindness with ourselves and with others. And when we're off and when we're having a bad day and somebody's angry or cranky, which we all get, we acknowledge it. We bring it into the light. We celebrate it. And we say, basically, like as in all spiritual tradition, therefore go I. You see, therefore go I. It's just not my turn today. So our life, our relationships, and our work is all of our practice. We don't just practice on the mat. That's just something to do for an hour. Our yoga is off the mat. No longer can we compartmentalize things. Look around the world how everything is so compartmentalized.
Yeah.
We get real with it all. We teach that there is no way to happiness. We're not pretenders. We recognize that happiness itself is the way. By practicing happiness and wearing that half smile, you ultimately become happy. It has nothing to do with attachment or what's going on in your life. So with practice, we recognize that we are whole, we're complete, always were, always will be. We don't need to do anything. We just need to celebrate that by breathing in and breathing out. Nobody can take this away from ourselves. It's innate. We had it all the time. It was here before we were here. Therefore, if we just tap into that experience of yoga or oneness, we could be happy just by making the choice of being with the inhale and the exhale. Everyone, all the time, anytime.
Nice. And for those of you who are listening live, we want to just send our appreciation and gratitude for you taking time out of your busy week on your Thursday evening to join us. And for those of you who are listening to the replay, and by the way, everybody, there are replays. You can find it right at the Harmony Mountain, or is it Inner Harmony Wellness YouTube channel. I'll post the link here, but you can find the replays, which I highly encourage you go back and listen to some of these that will hit home. And for those of you who are wanting more and you want to connect with Dr. Peter Amato's work and Harmony Mountain Institute for Living, I'm going to leave with you a phone number that you can call. And that number is 570-558-7450. That is 570-558-7450. And I'm going to post it here for you. But please, you're invited to book and schedule a free discovery call. Absolutely free, no strings attached, to see if the transformational retreat is right for you or somebody you know, and also to see if working with Dr. Amato individually, one-on-one, is right for you. Absolutely discovery. We understand this isn't a sales pitch webinar. This is actually an intentional community we're building. Yet we want you to know who we are, what we do, what we're about, and what more you can do to connect. And we look forward to getting more specific in the weeks to come regarding that specific path and that journey of the transformational retreat. So we always love, Peter. This is my favorite part. Well, the whole call is such a gift. I can't tell you how it started to transform my life as being your partner, but also you being one of my coaches and mentors. But the takeaway, this is where we get real. This is where you ground us and give us something tangible to think and focus on moving forward. So today's takeaway, in regards to yoga and meditation, you make this sound so inviting and simple, Dr. Amato, but please give us a takeaway, perhaps how your teachings can keep us going during the week and into our lives.
Absolutely, Jake. And, they're not my teachings. They're not anybody's teachings. They're everyone's teachings, you see? So the oneness is just there. It's so easy just to get into the flow of it. And we talk about intention. We talk about coming to the mountain. We talk about all different aspects of the 5 pillars. But if people could simply think about a moment of time, one moment of time. In other words, if we could practice being in the present moment, just think about it. Then the question of time goes away. If you're only with your inhale and your exhale, and after that, you're only with the next inhale and the next exhale, and every time we slip off to a thought, an emotion, or a feeling, we let it go by attending to the next inhale and the next exhale. And that's our life work. That's all we do for that period of time, whether you choose to do it in the morning or in the evening or both, or any time of the day at your desk, in your office, in your car, when your children are acting up, when you're afraid. To move beyond that question of time, because otherwise what we're doing is we're moving beyond the past and we're not moving into the future. So we're not controlled by time. All we are is putting our breath on a wheel where the inhale connects to the exhale, that exhale connects to the next inhale, that inhale connects to the next exhale, and you stay on that loop until you slip off to a thought, emotion, or a feeling. And as soon as you recognize that you're not with an inhale or an exhale, you come back to the next inhale at the nose. Inhale, exhale, breath on a wheel. So basically, you're timeless. And when we could experience timeless, the universe before there was time was oneness. When we started to have time, that was the birth of duality. So to go back to the timeless state of being is to experience yoga or union. The present moment. We move beyond thoughts, emotions, and feelings. And by enjoying the now, and if you put on the half smile, and don't move toward judgment or yourself or others, and just stay with the smile and the next inhale, that is like the cat that ate the canary. It's a joy without cause. And people say, what are you so happy about? Why do you not stop smiling? And there really is no answer to that other than, as I know it, I call it a freedom from bondage and suffering, a freedom from the past and the future, a freedom from the monkey mind. So it's the ability to celebrate joy without cause. Just a silent joy without cause. Yoga, union, intention. It's that simple. It's a half a breath away. It's an inhale away, 24/7. For me, this is freedom. And it's also the path to peace, beyond worry, doubt, and fear. That's really the gift that I could offer that was given to me years ago. And I took the gift and I opened the package. And here I sit today to share it. That's why I'm here.
Well, we're grateful and thank you, Dr. Amato. We appreciate the wisdom and helping us remember and, we'll kind of, in a way, wake up and get out of the sleep mode. And for those of you, just to remind you, what we are doing here every Thursday night, we invite you to join us every Thursday for this weekly webinar series. And this is hosted and produced by Harmony Mountain Institute for Living, where Dr. Amato is the founder. The Institute does a lot of amazing things. And if you're really liking what we are talking about today, we offer a one-time complimentary discovery call for you. And that number again is 570-558-7450. That is 570-558-7450. And we welcome you to discover more. Peter, please take us away with the closing meditation, and we'll call it an evening.
All right, sounds great. Thanks everybody for joining us. We hope to see you in the spring at one of our retreats, or if you'd like to connect for a discovery call or just for some life coaching, our team is here to serve you. Let's relax the eyes closed. Connect with that breath on a wheel. Inhale, connected with the exhale, the cool air at the nose going in, warmer air going out. Placing the half smile on our faces. And for closing, let's bring an intention into our awareness, whether you have one or you'd like to listen in for one to arrive, something for yourself or an other, something that's calling you to deepen your spiritual nature. Spiritual boot camp can be in any given round of the breath, my friend. Bring in that intention. Smile it throughout your body, down through the crown, the mind's eye, between the eyebrows. Feel it in your throat, your thyroid gland. Bring it into your heart center. Bring the intention into your belly along with that smile. Base of the spine. Large muscles of the upper legs. Breathe it into your hip joints, knees, calves and shins, tops and bottoms of the feet, all 10 toes. Thumbs touching first fingers in the form of a mudra. Awareness in the mind's eye, center of the forehead. Inhale, every pore breathes. Inhale your entire body. Exhale your entire body. And sending off that intention out into the universe as if a river just awaiting for its arrival to get into the flow and manifest and materialize for you and in God's time, not ours. Sending your smile along with your intention. I bid you peace, farewell, love you all, see you next week. Thank you for joining us, and namaste.